Call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Call Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Oh, this is going to be real quick, man. This is from the book Ancient Customs of the Bible. All right. I was just skimming through it. Actually, what I was looking for was something on hats and what it had to say about hats and things of that nature. And what I came across was something that was called the FlyGod. All right. The FlyGod. This is 2 Kings, the FlyGod. And there's some bit of history that we can get into real quick. And but it rang a bell because you have rappers. You have this one rapper. His name is West Side Gun. Okay, West Side Gun. All right, West Side Gun. He calls himself the FlyGod, and it hit me. And then you can actually look at this video, this clip. He has this hood, you know, this kind of like, you know, scarf over his head, very similar to this right here. It's resembling, you know, maybe reaching a little bit, but overall, you know, there's nothing that's done in coincidence. And he actually has an album called FlyGod, and you know, and my personal opinion, he ain't all that, just to be honest with you. But there's the three of them. It's called Griselda. You know, that's their rap group, and they are, you know, not necessarily mainstream, but they have a buzz, you know, in that mainstream environment, especially from like, you know, hip-hop legends and things of that nature. But the point of this video is to show you that these individuals are tapped in, you know. These hip-hop rappers are tapped into these ancient deities, man. Even Apostle Gabar did the video. He showed EPMD, Eric Sherman. I forget the name of that song. That song is pretty popular, man. I forget, but he showed you how they were wearing those togas and those hoodies in that video with EPMD. You know, matter of fact, it's in the video. Let's see if I can find it. There it goes. The brother Atazawam of GMS. It's in this video here. I'm not going to play it, but wearing hats in the ministry. Yeah, wearing hat in the ministry, you know. And he goes into it here. He shows EPMD. They're wearing them togas, man, just like how Jake was back doing that in ancient Greece. You know, so like I said, I was looking through the book and I was looking for something on hats, and this popped up, the FlyGod. And what I found out is that, you know, it says he sent messengers and said unto them, go inquire of Baal-Zebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover of this disease. Okay, and Baal-Zebub is literally the FlyGod. Okay, and then they accuse Yahushai of being of Baal-Zebub, and this is Matthew 12:27. And if I by Baal-Zebub cast out devils, by whom do your children cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. And you know, the children of Israel, they dabbled into those different gods. They dabbled into those different Philistine gods, man. You know, they accuse Yahushai of being that, to have that kind of power. You know, but it's no coincidence, you know, that these individuals, you know, they call themselves after certain titles, and then they get the popularity and they get the power, they get the influence, and they sign with different artists, and they get the clout and they get the fame all of a sudden. Why? Because they conjure up these ancient deities. All right. So Baal-Zebub, when you go into it, by all Zabawab, okay, the Lord of the house, name of Satan, the prince of evil spirits. Okay, and what else do we have here? The name Baal-Zebub, name of Satan, Baal-Zebub, adopted by WH. Okay, name of Satan, the prince of evil spirits. Yeah, man, because these rappers, they dabble into these different evil spirits to get clout and get fame in this society. Okay, and then here it is. This guy, West Side Gun, who calls himself the FlyGod. All right. he actually has a day of recognition in the city of Buffalo and where he's from. And something else that I want to point out is that when you go, this guy, let me see if I could, nah, not that. Let's go back a bit. All right. Matter of fact, that was in YouTube. Let's go back home. There we go. The guy all the way to the right in this picture who has the shades on, his name is Conway the Machine. All right. And Conway the Machine, he actually stated, let me see if I could put in rap lyrics. Conway Machine computer chip rap lyrics. Let's see if that something pops up there. Yeah. So because he got shot in the head, and it was like a miracle that he actually lived. So in Genius, this is Rap Genius, Conway the Machine, Salute Me lyrics, and I've been spitting like it's a computer chip in my head. Woo! Smell the sour aroma. Every other hour, the sour keep me in and out of my coma. You see? Because again, when you know the story of Conway the Machine, he actually got shot in the head. Okay? And he actually he's living right now. The nigga looks sideways. You could look him up. You see his, you know, his face is disfigured, pretty much. But it's no coincidence that he put that in his lyrics, right? Because we don't believe in coincidence. All this stuff happens for a reason. And these rappers are the forefront of Esau's agenda in erecting these different deities. All right, I'm gonna put them in right now. Conway Machine. And again, he's calling himself Conway the Machine. All right, let's go to images. You see this nigga, man. Look, look, look. That's his face permanently. That's his fucking face. That grimy ass fucking look. You see? That's his permanent look. His, you know, I see his face is sideways. But like I showed you prior, in his lyric, he says he's been rap, because I heard the lyric, because, you know, I listen to these niggas, but Westside Gun to me is trash. And brothers know that who know me. But nonetheless, you know, you have Benny the Butcher and this guy, Conway the Machine. They're pretty good. They're nice. They nice with it. I ain't gonna lie. And I heard the lyric, you know, I was spitting like I got a computer chip in my face. There's no coincidence these dudes are saying these particular things. And his name is Conway the Machine, like I said. So you do the math on that. But like I said, and I was looking at this, you know, Baal-Zebub, Lord of the Flies, you can see here, Scaliger supposes that the original name was Baal-Zebub, Lord of Sacrifices, contracted by way of contempt to Baal-Zebub, Lord of Flies, i.e. he could not keep flies away from his sacrifices. This goes into how them Canaanites, them Philistines, Hamites, you know, so-called, the real Egyptians, they worship this god. You see, and our people dabbled into these gods as well, you know, and it says here, the Jews being fond of playing upon words may have intentionally altered the name of this god. Some, however, define Baal-Zebub to mean the Lord of the dwelling and deny any connection between Baal-Zebub of the New Testament and Baal-Zebub of the Old, which that's not true. You know, these gods, they don't go nowhere, you know. But and also too, Baal-Zebub, it says what? Baal-Zebub, Lord of the Flies, the FlyGod, all right, influence over pestiferous insects which are said to infest Philistia and Taylor's Camlet. There is a curious picture of an antiquate pace representing a head of Jupiter and having the appearance of a huge fly, as you can see here. All right. And then also too, you saw in the actual, let me just read this, because it says you get into Jupiter, which Jupiter goes into Baal, which is also too, if I'm not mistaken, that's Zeus, which Zeus goes into Jesus, or you could say Jesus, excuse me. You know? Let me see. I think it says it in here. We're awesome. Salmon, the Lord of Heaven. In the Phoenician language, the Jews call him Baal-Zebub, Lord of the Fly, right? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see where it says. Okay. But yeah, that must have been it. That must have been it right there where it says it's also representing Jupiter. Now let's do this real quick. Right, Jupiter, Zeus god. All right, I'll just put that in. That's the images. Let's go to all real quick. Jupiter. Yup. Mythology, Zeus, Wikipedia, King of the Gods. All right, let's see. Because I believe Jupiter also goes back to Zeus. It says Jupiter from Proto-Italic father, the sky father, Greek. Zeus, also known as Jove, the god of the sky and thunder, the king of gods in ancient Roman religion and mythology. Jupiter was the chief deity of Roman state religion throughout Republican imperial eras until Christianity became the dominant religion of the empire. In Roman mythology, he negotiates with Numa, Pompilius, the second king of Rome, to establish principal Roman religions such as offering of sacrifice. All right. There it goes. Bada bing, bada boom. Greek equivalent, Zeus. All right. And what do you see here in the FlyGod, right? The FlyGod, the album, what does he have here? The image there is basically a kid, bloody eyes, and he has that crown of thorns, and like who? Like so-called Jesus, if you will. So there's no coincidence, man. All right. See, these rappers, they get into these industries, they make sacrifices, they erect these gods, and they get the popularity. And I don't know if I showed it, but yeah, I did show it where this guy, he basically has a holiday up in Buffalo, man. So these individuals, they get erected in this society for being wicked, man. Showing you there's nothing new under the sun, man. All right. I'm going to close on that, man. Call lawyer Howard Bashim El Shai. Bashim Rakak with Dash. All right. Shalom.